Today I'll be showing you a short demo of the cross-application timesheet made for Inwerken by the NDSU Capstone team in 2014. This application was created using SAP UI5 and HTML5 toolkit. So the first thing you'll do when you open up the application is see this monthly view. You'll be able to view all the dates on the calendar and all of the records for a selected date. By default, today's date, May 7th, is selected in the calendar, so we see one record for that day. However, instead of working from 8 to 11, we want to enter a new record. We can do that by pressing the plus button. Let's say we worked from 8 in the morning until 5 in the evening with a 1-hour break. We can enter a task, a project, a location. We'll say we worked in Hanover today, and a type of service. We'll say this one was build. The description, we just type in what we did. And the travel time, alias name, and alias date are all optional, so we'll leave those blank this time. Now we just hit submit, and the create was successful, and now it shows up right here. We can delete this old object by selecting it with the checkbox and pressing the minus button. Delete successful. If at some point you were working on a project between 8 and 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you can select it again and choose the split to put in a time between those that was devoted to a different project. So from 10 in the morning to say 11, we were working on a different project. We can select a different project from our list. Select Hanover. This one will be unbilled and our split entry. Again, we'll leave these bottom 3 blank. So the update of the first record was successful, and it was also successful in creating 2 more records. So that's what we see here. We see our first period of time we were working on the first project, our second on the bottom, and then our split entry is in the middle. Say you would like to edit one of these, all you'd have to do is select it, and it brings up the entry view again. However, all of our details are already entered, but instead of type of service being unbilled, we'll change that to billed and hit submit again. And the update was successful. Sometimes for these updates, it takes a little time for the servers to make the operation, so this one is still unbilled. But while that's taking its time, we can show you the multi-edit functionality. So what you'll need to do for that is select 2 entries and select the multi-edit button. So in this view, we see that everything that was the same between those 2 entries is already pre-filled, but things like break, time from, and time to are different. Let's say we want to change where we worked. We worked from the home office. For those 2 times, we can select a different location and select submit. So we'll wait for 2 prompts to say the update 1 was successful, and now the second update was successful. And again, those might take a little bit of time to change. If we go back up to the top of the monthly view, we can view the calendar. You might have noticed that there are some different colors on the day. If we go back to April, we can see a full field of these. You'll see a fully recorded day, such as the 17th, the 25th, the 29th, and the 30th. That just means that we have 8 full hours recorded for that day. You'll see the not fully recorded days, the 1st, the 3rd, the 16th, and so on. That just means that we don't have up to the 8 hours. We don't have any holidays during this month. This is just time off. There are no records, such as the 2nd, the 4th, and a few others. That just means that there are no records for that day. Non-working day includes public holidays and weekends. So those are in gray. Now that we've seen the monthly view, we can move on to additional functionality, and that is the second page project view. This shows a table of data for the different projects that were worked on during this month. So we can select a starting day, the April 1st, and maybe April 30th if we just want to see 1 month instead of 2 that was previously selected. So what this shows us is the customer name, the task that was worked on, the time paid for that task, the time unpaid for that task, travel time, and overall time. And at the bottom, we see a sum of all of these. So during this month, this employee worked on a few projects totaling 91 and a quarter hours. So now that you've seen the desktop view of the Inwerken time cross-application timesheet, it's good to know that this application also works on tablets and mobile phones, as SAP UI 5 contains responsive controls, and as they change widths and dimensions for the size of the screens. It was a fun technology to work with, and I hope you enjoyed our demo. Thanks.